7 differences between sociopaths and psychopaths. What do you think of when you hear the term sociopath and psychopath? We bet images of one of the many serial killers flashed into your mind. And well, you aren't wrong. Wait, isn't sociopath and psychopath the same? Well, not exactly. It's a very common misconception that many people have, thanks to the confusing definitions provided by Hollywood in some of our favorite TV shows and movies. For example, Primal Fear. The terms psychopath and sociopath have been blended together to form one personality. But you'll be surprised to know that there is actually a huge difference between the two, as well as some that blend together. In today's video, we're going to attempt to break down the 7 differences between a sociopath and a psychopath, and let us know what your take on this is. 1. Emotions. Of all the things you'd expect, the primary thing that differentiates a sociopath from a psychopath is their emotion. Sociopaths have explosive emotions. They're very hot-headed and impulsive with their actions. Anger, disgust, annoyance, or boredom. They're not one to hide their emotions, which is why sociopaths often have rage fits when they reach their limits. Sociopaths don't feel the need to mask their emotions, so they don't try to hide their true emotions no matter the place or circumstances. If you annoy them, they'll let you know, in a very snippy or mean way. On the other hand, psychopaths rarely ever show their true emotions. Their emotions are so tightly locked that it's almost non-existent in most cases. This is why psychopaths are more cold-hearted. They are unable to display any emotions properly, and so they're classified to be cold, rude, and indifferent by the people around them. And in many cases, psychopaths display emotions to manipulate others. Sympathy, pity, worry, love, or anger. They pretend to care, but studies have shown that psychopaths cannot fully comprehend emotions. 2. Sense of wrongdoing. To understand this better, let's take an example of a convicted criminal who was arrested for murder. In this case, if the criminal was a psychopath, he would probably not feel guilty for the crime he had committed. Why? Because psychopaths never think that they are wrong. They always tend to believe that their way is the right way. They kill because they want to. They torment others because they want to. There doesn't have to be any other reason. Psychopaths do bad things simply because they want to, which is why many psychopath killers lack the motive behind their deeds. One can never convince a psychopath that what he did was wrong, because their mind constantly tells them that they can do whatever they want. This is why they disregard law and can never understand why they are being punished. On the other hand, if the criminal was a sociopath, chances are they are fully aware that what they did was wrong, but they have convinced themselves that it needs to be done. Sociopaths are more aware of their actions and the consequences, but they are also notorious for rationalizing their bad behavior in their minds. Once they have convinced themselves that the crime had to be committed for one reason or another, they end up doing it and then suffer the consequences, knowing they are guilty of whatever they did. 3. Lack of empathy. As we said, psychopaths are bad with emotions, so it shouldn't be a surprise that they lack empathy for everyone. This is why they don't sympathize with their victims. But psychopaths are also master manipulators. They often observe other people and see how they act in a certain situation and then act the same so they seem normal. Psychopaths don't outright show their lack of empathy. Instead, they pretend to care and deceive others with their act. Sociopaths, on the other hand, can't be bothered by empathy towards others. They lack empathy for others and they are not afraid to show it. Sociopaths are most likely to cut you off between your sob story and tell you to your face that they don't care. Even if some sociopaths do have empathy, it's weak. They may rob a person and feel sorry for taking their money, but they are quick to forget the feeling and do it again. 4. Relationships. Contrary to popular belief, sociopaths are capable of developing close relationships with people. They can have that one person or group that they have a close attachment to. But the problem is, sociopaths have great difficulties when it comes to maintaining the said relationship. There are just too many things about them that pushes the people close to them away. Sociopaths are also usually incapable of anything even remotely resembling a normal work or family life. On the other hand, psychopaths are completely incapable of forming any sort of close, genuine attachment with another person. But while they may not be able to form genuine relationships with someone, they're masters at faking it. A psychopath has the tendency to develop shallow and artificial relationships with everyone around them, and then exploit and manipulate the relationship in a way that profits them. If they didn't get anything out of the relationship, they wouldn't bother continuing it. And unlike sociopaths, a psychopath can actually maintain the appearance of a normal job and family life. 5. Personality. This is where it gets extremely difficult in the differentiation of the two. Psychopaths have a very charming personality. They often have a very commanding presence. They can sound very genuine and sincere with their words, even if they don't mean it. This often helps them hide among people, and unless they make a mistake, it's almost impossible to seek them out. Sociopaths are the complete opposite. If you are around a sociopath, you almost always know because they make it so obvious. They make zero effort to be liked by anyone. They're rude and ignorant of others' emotions. They constantly have rage episodes and are very, very short-tempered and impatient. Combined with everything else, they stick out like a sore thumb. 6. Impulsive versus calculative. Sociopaths are very impulsive, and psychopaths are super calculative. For example, if two people are fighting and one of them is a sociopath, the chance is he would end up gravely injuring the other party is very high. It also doesn't help that sociopaths disregard their own safety and others. Contrary to sociopaths, psychopaths are very calculative. They observe and analyze and lay out a plan if they want something. They are also very patient and don't mind waiting for their goal. They're willing to work with the process to get what they want, and they don't hesitate to use any means they can to get it. This tendency is seen in almost all the serial killers in history. The planning, the process, and the end result, it's a pattern that almost all psychopaths follow. Some smart ones even drop some clues to make things interesting and give the police a chance to identify them. These are the two main differences between a sociopath and a psychopath. 7. Nature's role. Antisocial behavior like psychopaths and sociopaths can start to show during childhood, but almost always a person is probably diagnosed in their later life. Research says that sociopathic behavior can be developed as a child grows, depending on many factors like bad upbringing, trauma, or abuse. They say that sociopathy is a learned behavior that slowly develops into your personality trait. Sociopathy is learned, which is why sociopaths are still somewhat capable of empathy and have a sense of right and wrong, which also helps them develop relationships. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for psychopathy, because according to some research, psychopathy is hereditary. It's with a child since their birth. Even in their childhood, a child is unable to feel emotions or sympathize with others. This may be why psychopaths never sympathize with their victims. It's because they don't know what sympathy is, what it really feels like. To put it simply, psychopaths are born and sociopaths are made. That was it, everyone. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know what you think. Which of the above points did you find the most shocking? Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.